For your discretion, this is a manga reader's review for the first two episodes. I will be discussing comparisons with the first volume and vague spoilers about future volumes and characters. So in general, the first episode was alright, but felt a bit awkward in pacing, while the second episode seemed to get a better flow of things. They get better through rewatches, reminded me of watching Komi at first, loving the animation but being hesitant about the beats and pacing, and now I totally love certain episodes over the manga chapters they adapted over. Sort of like Dress Up Darling and Nagatoro, this anime is going to be shot for shot, line for line for about 90% of the content of the manga so far. For the most part it works, while they also tend to switch up chapters like Komi, it works with the pacing that they're trying to do. Like in the manga, Nazuna kicks Ko off the building on the second night, introducing him to flying, and then immediately takes him to the top of the school. One thing they definitely subtly point out is how Ko turns down a girl who has all the features a boy his age would love as a girlfriend, also including her personality attributes that seem to be on the shy and cute side. And now he has to fall in love with a girl who's got crazy hairstyles, insane personality, and a body type, aside from Rei, is typically frowned upon by boys his age, at least according to most comedic slice-of-life animes I watch, for not being busty, if you would. For voices, Nazuna is perfect. Like I said in the first volume review, her personality kind of reminded me of the girl from Fooly Cooly, carefree and overdramatic, with a hint of rasp the more she talks, creepy when wanted, seductive when trying, and childish when she's enjoying or acting out. Ko works fine, although he honestly sounded a bit old when I first heard it, but I got used to it through rewatches. His reaction voice is hilarious, and does the inner monologues perfectly, sort of like how Komi can't communicate but wants to, Ko can't understand emotions but wants to. Onto the lighting and colors, it's a nice effect. There are times when the night has color to it, especially around the city. Although the blackness of the night gave it more of a punkish rock vibe feel in the manga, I appreciate the more lively effects it's trying to give in the anime. Makes the night a character of the show with its luring visuals. It goes more with the OST as well, which by the way is currently doing a great job in setting a certain moods and vibes. Again, when reading it back, the black and white visuals, I was feeling more Fooly Cooly or indie movie or garage band instrumentals, but with this new aesthetic given, this OST works very well with the moods they're trying to give off. Back when reading, one of the things I loved is how anti-stereotypical this series felt with the normal vampire life. Like how Nazuna isn't anything like the vampires of her world, this series defies the typical rules of the vamps on theirs. The biggest is possibly about how it's a human male and a vampire female. In most series, books, and TV shows, it's the male who's the vampire, and when the woman is the vampire, it's usually because it's for another girl who's human. But here, we get the opposite of the norm of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Twilight, Vampire Diaries, Blade, Vampire Knight, Dracula, etc. Another thing I give credit for is the show not trying to give needlessly pandering foreshadowing when the manga didn't. There are questions Ko has that slowly are given light to be answered, but that again is based off the fact that Ko is a top-ranked student with a bright, curious mind. He only drops out of school because he rejects social hierarchy, not just in school, but in life in general, and becoming a vampire will give him the freedom to never have to worry about basic needs he'll eventually need after skipping school for so long. It's kind of hard trying to figure where they'll go with the next episode, because when looking, they spent about 70 chapters of the manga on each episode, and the first volume ends with about 50 pages left with the kiss looking forward to. So will they add more of Akira's chapter a little more to give her background and more filling for time, and then do a sleepover next episode? Mainly because I'm expecting them to hit volume 3 by the 5th episode. The biggest chapter I wonder if they'll keep or not is Ko trying to give the businesswoman a massage. It's a strong one for showing why Ko doesn't want to be a part of normal society anymore and encouraging others to do the same, while also could be considered a filler, since they can just pretend Nazuna lets Ko know about her previous business when he eventually goes out and meets the detective. Thanks to the power of rewatching, this series gets better and better over time. I love the intro more and more as I keep watching this for the review. The idea that Nazuna is having a dance-off with Ko that we never really get to see gives me joy. I like the idea of them having time that the audience doesn't get to see, because it's just special moments between them. Even if we would have considered it maybe filler, they consider it special. Anyway, that's all I really got. Maybe I'll do a double episode review again before we get to volume 3 when the plot takes the main stage. Also considering doing some character analyzation vids for Call of the Night to make up for not wanting to do volume 8 review until volume 9 comes out, because it's a clear continuation of the conflicts and story. My first vid wanting to be about Anko. Anyways, thanks for watching, and go read a book.